I'm on an epic road trip through parts I never thought I'd see. My journey will take me through 3 states, 2 countries, and across some of the most spectacular ecosystems on our planet. Join me as I explore the hidden corners of the Sonoran and Mojave Deserts. The Sonoran Desert stretches across southwest Arizona and the Mexican states of Baja and Sonora. In the neighboring states of California and Nevada lies the equally fascinating Mojave Desert. My journey begins in southeastern Arizona at the Chiricahua National Monument. From there I'll visit the traditional cowboy town of Wilcox for visiting a Spanish mission. After exploring the majestic Sonoran Desert, I'll head to the tiny town of Pampa, California, where I'll catch a train to the Mexican border town of Cactus. From there it's on to the Mojave Desert to visit Joshua Tree and the Mojave Preserve before heading to Primm and the old mining town of Calico. I'll then visit Randsburg and the Red Rock Canyon before heading to the world-famous Death Valley. After exploring the park, I'll make a brief stop at Amargosa before ending my journey at a Nevada hot spring. We've just arrived in the Chiricahua National Monument. We're in the park's visitor center and they have some cool Native American artifacts on display.
Takie najładniej wychodzą, jak jest niebo i słońce. Chcesz te filmowankę swoje?
We're hiking through the Chiricahua National Monument. The monument is famous for these spectacular and unique rock formations. Now the park's most famous attraction are its rock formation, but there are some other nice attractions here as well that are more historical. One of them is this building behind me. This whole property you see right here is known as the Faraway Ranch, and this building behind me was the home of Neil and Emma Eriksson, two Swedish immigrants. Now in December of 1886, Emma Peterson bought a two-room cabin. The following month she married Neil Eriksson, and the two of them settled here on this homestead. The building behind me is the Stafford Cabin, and it was built in the 1880s by Jehu and Pauline Stafford, and it's actually one of the oldest pioneer log cabins in the entire region. Jehu survived off of farming, and after his death in 1913, his daughter sold the cabin to members of the Eriksson family. In 1918, they actually turned this cabin into a guest house. Now around the same time period, this entire region was actually a roaming ground for Geronimo and his band of renegade Apaches who often attacked and raided these small homesteads. As darkness falls, I leave Chiricahua and make my way to the town of Wilcox.
Zdążyli nagle lekko. Use hashtag thanks savings on Instagram.
We've stopped in the picturesque cowboy town of Wilcox, and the town was founded in 1880 and was originally named Mailey, but then was later renamed Wilcox after a General Orlando B. Wilcox. Wilcox was also the birthplace of Rex Allen, who's known as the Arizona Cowboy, who wrote several songs and starred in several westerns during the 1950s. Oh, so we have a Wilcox. Oh yeah, that's a real revolver. We have a Wilcox Walk of Fame right here.
And tell.
Oh man, this place is cool. Now, Wilcox was originally founded as a whistle stop for the Western Pacific Railway, and its historic railway depot is still one of its most famous buildings. Now, in the early 20th century, Wilcox actually had the distinction of being the nation's leader in cattle production. Oh, cool little town. Definitely worth the stop. From Wilcox, I make my way to Benson, where I'll spend the night before heading to the San Xavier Mission. Or checking into a comfort inn in Benson for the night. The room we're going to be staying in, the Comfort Inn in Benson, Arizona. I love the old Wild West theme they have here. Very cool room. This beautiful the Mission San Javier del Parque, and it was established in 1692 by the Father Xavier Mission. Construction on the mission began in 1783 and it was completed in 1797, making it the oldest intact European building in the state. Parts of the mission were destroyed in an 1887 earthquake and had to be repaired. And prior to that, the original mission church was destroyed in an Apache raid. One thing that immediately stands out to me about this mission is that it's far more elaborate than the missions we see in California. Oh, wow. Today the mission is widely considered to be the finest example of Spanish colonial architecture in the United States. And it's very easy to see why. The last leg of my Arizona adventure takes me through the majestic Sonoran Desert, where I'll visit the Organ Pipes Cactus National Monument and the small town of Ajo. Oh wow, absolutely incredible. This majestic plant right here is the Sonoran's famous saguaro cactus, and they're actually some of my favorite plants on Earth. They can grow as tall as 60 feet, live as long as 200 years, and sprout as many as 25 arms. After a saguaro dies, its woody ribs can be used to build roofs, fences, and parts of furniture.
I've gotta get out of this place. I'll
Wystarczająco.
To co my mamy.
Oh wow. We're in the Oregon Pipes Cactus National Monument, and the park is named after these strange-looking cacti which resemble Oregon pipes. Oh wow. Now the majority of these cacti are actually found in Sonora and the Baja Peninsula, and in fact this park is the only region in the U.S. where these cacti grow in high concentrations. And these cacti can live up to 150 years, but they won't produce their first flower until they turn 35.
Tam też tam widać więcej ludzi.
Those mountains over there are already in Sonora, Mexico. We're only about a mile from the Mexican border right now. As beautiful as it is, its close proximity to the Mexican border actually makes this one of the most dangerous national parks in the U.S. In fact, back in 2002, Park Ranger Chris Eggle was gunned down in the park by Mexican drug traffickers. Traveling through this part of the country, you'll frequently come across these border patrol checkpoints, but usually if you're a U.S. citizen, they'll just wave you through.
Też coś jest po lewej stronie.
And the kościół. Station.
O, to jest plaza fajna. Zostanie za moment?
Yeah, it's fine. We're about to leave Arizona, but we've decided to make a quick stop in Ajo. This building right here is the town's former train depot. It was built in 1915. This old Spanish-style building we see right here is the Church of the Immaculate Conception. It was built in 1916.